This is from 10 years ago. This is Dylan Radigan, Cenk Uygur, and Glenn Greenwald 10 or 9 years ago, almost a decade ago. And they were lamenting after the 2010 election about voting for the Democrats just because they're Democrats. And Barack Obama at this point had already revealed himself to be in bed with big pharma, health insurance companies, and the banks, because he didn't break up the banks, and he gave us Mitt Romney's ACA. So listen to what they have to say.
Brand, how much longer can it be taken? How much longer can people with an agenda like the sort of things that you advocate for, Cenk, that you advocate for, Glenn, continue to look to this political structure to do it and this president and this party to do it, Cenk?
At the end of the election, I said, that's it. I'm done. End of this, okay? Now, I was never really one of the guys who supported the White House for the sake of supporting the White House. In fact, I got a lot of heat for that, right?
I remember.
Because I challenged the government. And I think that's part of the job of the media. I know Glenn does as well. But after the elections, even if you were on that side, really? I mean, because you remember what they told us. Obama's a genius. Oh, I couldn't possibly understand his genius. He's playing three-dimensional chess. What part of three-dimensional chess do you give away your queen, your knight, your bishop, and the House of Representatives? No, they were wrong, we were right. It's time to fight.
Where's the leverage, Glenn?
Well, that's the issue, is there hasn't been any leverage, because you can complain and object to all sorts of things, but at the end of the day, politicians know that you're going to give them your undying and unconditional support because the other side is just mildly worse. What you're doing is you're ensuring that you will be ignored.
So that was a decade ago. A decade ago, Cenk Uygur was saying they were wrong, we were right. It's time to fight. A decade ago, and we're still not fucking fighting. We're still all getting behind. Well, here we go. Watch this. This is Bernie Sanders. Now, you know what my joke was? I want to get Bernie on my show so I can ask him, hey, Bernie, when they cheat you this time, are you going to tell people to vote for Joe Biden? And of course, he won't come on my show. Which is fine. It's okay. But here's what he said. He was given a speech in Texas last week or a week ago, and he said, here's April 25th. That's when this is from. He said, but this I am confident of. At the end of the Democratic primary, whether I win, whether Joe wins, or whether anybody else wins, we are going to see Democrats come together to defeat the most dangerous president in the modern history of this country. So what Bernie Sanders is saying is, if they cheat me again, you got my support, no fucking problem. That party I've resisted joining for 40 years, I'm pretty sure they're gonna get it right, no fucking problem. That's bullshit. Here is Waleed, I'm with you, here's Waleed Shahid. Now this guy is very smart, and he's a top strategist for the Justice Democrats. And every time he tweets something, it's really good, and I usually retweet it, except for this shit. Now, he said, that's why I follow him, because I did unfollow him because of this. But he says, I'm no fan of Biden in this primary field. Progressives won't be holding back their criticism. But if Joe Biden ends up becoming the Democratic nominee, I'll be supporting and voting for him over Donald Trump in a heartbeat. No question. And that's true of almost everyone I know. Well, guess what? I'm not going to be voting. Well, here's what I said. Just putting the establishment on notice that I will never vote for a corporatist warmonger whose first fundraiser was with a bunch of Comcast executives. Pledging your support to the cause of Donald Trump is horrible strategy and another reason why we got Donald Trump. So, Waleed Shahid says, no question I'll vote for Joe Biden, and that's true of almost everyone I know. Well, now you know me, Waleed, and you know a room full of progressives who aren't gonna fucking vote for Joe Biden, right? So this is 450 people in the middle of Phoenix, Arizona, a red state, who are saying, we're not gonna do that shit. And you know what? If you're going to say something like this, Waleed, maybe you say this on November 5th instead of 2 years ahead of the fucking election. Maybe on November 5th you go, hey, I'm gonna get drunk and go vote for Joe Biden. Maybe that's what do you get out of saying this 2 years ahead of time?
We haven't even had the primary and they're saying this shit. It's unbelievable. You're saying, hey DNC, hey superdelegates, don't worry.
So, Mike Gravel says if Democrats nominate Joe Biden, he may win, and we'll have 4 years of weak, feckless Democratic leadership, and then in 4 years, he'll be defeated by a Republican Party even more openly white nationalists. If you nominate an Obama redux, you'll get a worse Trump redux. Now, this is a full room of people, progressives I don't know personally, and they all think that Waleed Shahid's advice is fucking counterproductive and bullshit. Here's what Carl Nyberg says. Dear Waleed Shahid, do you feel satisfied that the Democratic Party appropriately shared power with progressives and socialists and anti-imperialists and anti-racists and Black Lives Matter and the left after the 2016 primary? How does your loyalty to the Democratic Party make things better in the real fucking world? It doesn't. And progressives and anti-war activists played nice with the Democratic Party this way from 2008 to 2003 to 2008. What did progressives and anti-war activists get for that playing nice? Well, we got the Iraq War ended on the Bush timeline. We got the United States still in Afghanistan. We got the Affordable Care Act. We got Libya. We got Honduras. We got an Egypt coup and almost a Venezuelan coup. That's what you get for doing the shit that Waleed Shahid is fucking doing right now. You get more shit. Kevin Smith says, it's not like I ever aspired to be a radical, but if you have kids and grandkids and you're paying attention, then you have to realize that we don't have time for gradual change by compromise. We compromised our way into an existential crisis. We need progressive change now! Like we don't have time for this shit anymore. So, and here's George Takei. Will you join me in pledging not to speak negatively about any of our candidates? We don't know who the nominee will be, but they need to be as strong as they can be going into the election against Trump. Hey, George Takei, set your phasers to milquetoast. Hey, Spock called and said that is highly illogical.
He was always the most spineless of the crew.
He was. And now I'm going to play this. And here is Glenn Greenwald. He's going to explain to you why the strategy that George Takei and Waleed Shahid, again, who I like, but who's wrong on this, why they're wrong. And here it is.
Hasn't been any leverage.
Believe me, and by the way, this is 10 years ago, right? This is a decade ago. Glenn Greenwald was saying this.
Hasn't been any leverage because you can complain and object to all sorts of things, but at the end of the day, politicians know that you're going to give them your undying and unconditional support because the other side is just mildly worse. What you're doing is you're ensuring that you will be ignored. But I think...
There it is. You pledge your vote to a politician, you're ensuring you're going to be ignored. Why do they have to go be nice to you? They already got your vote, which is what I told people about Hillary Clinton. Don't pledge your vote for her. Make her come get our vote. We're progressives. She has to maybe pick a little progressive as a vice president. But everybody I knew was like, fuck you, we got to stop Donald Trump, which is exactly Hillary Clinton's plan. And so she went to the right and she picked Tim Kaine, and here we are fucking doing the double CK, and everybody's saying that... And everybody's saying that I'm fucking crazy. No, this is what they were saying a decade ago. They were saying this a fucking decade ago, and we're still doing the same shit. Waleed Shahid, stop doing this fucking bullshit that props up the status quo. That's what I'm asking. Next live Jimmy Dore show is June 5th. That's a Wednesday at Hermosa Beach Comedy Club in Hermosa Beach, California. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a link for all tickets. We might be coming to your town. And if you love the show, please become a patron. Please support the show. We give you hours of bonus material every week. And please click that bell and make sure you're subscribed. Even if you think you are already subscribed, they unsubscribe people every day. Just check. Thanks for your support.